Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity. Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity.
Hey there, it's Brie Bear and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing the reading habit, or my reading habits tag that I think was created by Ariel from Ariel Bissett. I will have the original tag linked down below. So let's go ahead and get into the questions. Also, if you're wondering, yes, that is a snowman mug. Okay, but spring doesn't start until the 20th of March. That is all I'm going to say. Question number 1, do you have a certain place at home for reading? No, not really. I kind of read wherever, but the main places that I crack open a book are my bed or my chair, which is like a giant foam bag chair. So it's not a bean bag chair, it's a foam bag chair, but it's like the same concept, just a different material on the inside. Yeah, I get the idea. All right, a bookmark or just a random piece of paper? Neither really. I have used many a bookmark, and I have many a bookmark, in fact a whole mug full of bookmark devices and items that I rarely use because I'm always using my tabs to use as a bookmark. So I just use the little tab and stick it in the book and close the book. I do now have the ones with the black, so I can see them a little bit better when I'm starting to run low on tabs, and also because this is cardboard, it's a little bit easier to pick up. It doesn't stick to surfaces quite as easily, and it usually curls at the edges just enough to be able to pick up more easily, so that's a plus. But I do like the plastic as well, so there's pros and cons to both. But that's what I always end up using for my bookmark, is whatever tabs I'm using. Unless I'm reading, either rereading a book, then I'll just keep my tabs separate. Or if I am reading like a graphic novel or something that I'm not tabbing, then, or like that kind of thing, then I will use a regular bookmark and just pick one that I like from my stash. I used to use random things, or if I didn't have a bookmark on hand, I would just take an index card and decorate it, and that would become my bookmark. So I didn't used to use them, or I would kind of DIY one on the spot, but now I always have my tabs that I'm using. Number 3, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain number of pages? I can just stop reading. I am terrible at laying down in my bed before I go to sleep with the intention of reading for an extended period of time, or even just like reading for a little bit. And I will get maybe like 3 to 5 pages before I'm like, sleep sounds good. And then I just abandon it. Like, I will either get to the end of a section, or sometimes if the end of the next section seems too far away and it's too many pages, then I will just stop. I think part of the reason that I just am able to stop though is because in school I would want to read my book instead of just sitting there and wasting time. So I would read while I waited for the next thing. And for that reason, it was easy to just stop because I got used to that. Because I wasn't just going to sit there and do nothing at school while I was waiting for the next instructions. Next, number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? I always have something to drink on hand, whether it's coffee or water or tea or soda or whatever the case may be. Those are the main 4 things of my life: coffee, tea, water, and soda. Specifically Dr. Pepper. Those are the 4 beverages of my life, and I always have one of those on hand. I don't usually read and eat at the same time though. Usually I will watch something while I eat, because that way I can, like, I don't have to like worry about the fact that I have to look away sometimes. I don't know, it just feels better to me to do it that way. 5, multitasking, music or TV while reading. TV, no, unless it's during the commercials, usually. Sometimes if it's just like my family is watching something, I will try to like read a little bit here and there during parts that I'm not as interested in, or if it's a movie that I've seen a million times, maybe. Question number 5, multitasking, music or TV while reading. Music, yes, most of the time I will have some music on in the background if I'm not like out. Like if I'm at work and the kids are napping, then I usually have music on for their nap time. So I'll have that going in the background. Or, you know, if I'm on break, I won't really worry about getting music out. But if I'm at home, then a lot of times I do ask my Echo Dot to play some music for me. So that I have something going on, or I might do like an ASMR room on, something like that. As far as TV though, it not something that I'm like trying to watch at the same time, but like if my family is watching something that I'm not interested in, or if like we just have a movie on in the background that we've watched a million times, then I might try to read during that. But I'm not like trying to do both at the same time, really, if that makes sense. Number 6, one book at a time or several at once. I go back and forth on this depending on where I'm at in life, what I'm doing. Lately, I've been one book at a time. The past maybe 6 months or so, I would say, I've been pretty much straight one book at a time. Before that, I was doing audiobook narration. So I would have what I was narrating and what I was reading physically. And then before that, I was commuting about 45 minutes to work. When I was driving that strip, I would listen to audiobooks a lot. So I'd have an audiobook and a physical book that I was working on all the time. During a readathon, I will sometimes have multiple books going on. Specifically, I'll have like at least one audiobook, at least one digital book, and at least one physical book going on at a time. Most of the time in most readathons that I've done that are like a week-long one. So in those cases, yes, but generally speaking, at the moment, I've been just doing one book at a time. I haven't been listening to audiobooks. I've just been listening to, I finally bit the bullet and I did YouTube Premium so I could skip ads, download videos, and it's going to be really come in handy for work so that I don't have ads come up when I'm trying to pull up something on YouTube for the kids to show them, or, you know, for them to learn, like an educational video, or if we're watching Peppa Pig, which is available on YouTube, things like that. Or the music for the background I pull from YouTube, so I don't want ads in the middle of our nap time. So for those reasons, I will use the, I will make use out of the YouTube Premium. So I decided to get it, and that means that I can download videos. So I will have videos downloaded and listen to them ones where I don't really need to look at the screen. So basically most booktube stuff. Number 7, read at home or everywhere. Definitely everywhere. I read a lot at work because there are times where the kids are playing in centers, and or like coloring, things like that, where I can't do much of anything. So I may have my book out at the ready to read a little bit, or during nap time I read a lot. If I'm not editing videos, then I'm usually going to be reading during nap time and my break at work. I also do try to read at home as much as I can, but I have, for some reason, gotten in this terrible habit of falling asleep if I'm trying to read at home, particularly if I'm trying to read on my bed. for some reason I just always fall asleep now. I don't know why that started to be a thing, but there you go. So I read more effectively when I'm not at home, I think, which makes no sense because it just doesn't, okay? It just does not make sense to me. Number 8, read out loud or silently in your head. Both. I will read out loud to myself when it's just me at the house, sometimes to help me focus or to get started reading, or to get like into the mood to read or to stay awake and not get sleepy. And part of that is also because I did narrate books for a while and still am considering doing a few every once in a while now and then. But because of my narration work and that kind of thing, I am constantly doing accents and things like that. I can't help it. It's who I am. I do read silently in my head sometimes as well. It's not like every time I read out loud, but I do read out loud quite a bit as well. It helps me focus and helps me to not skip forward because I'm really bad about trying to skip sections. Like I catch myself trying to skip ahead, not like skip significant amounts, but like jump to the bottom of the page and like jump ahead, like skip a paragraph or two. And that's annoying. Like, I don't know why my brain tries to skip stuff. It's not like it's boring. I just am like so excited to get to the next thing that I skip ahead. And so by reading out loud, I avoid skipping ahead. So that's another reason why it can be beneficial. Question number 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? I kind of just answered that. I do skip ahead a little bit when it comes to like jumping down a little bit on the page, but I never skip pages full on, or like skip sections of the book. I never do that. If I skip anything, it's like a couple paragraphs, and it's usually just like room descriptions where I'm like not in the mood for reading elaborate descriptions and I just want the action part, or because I just really want to find out what's happening and I want to get to the answers. And that's usually the reasons why I would skip anything. Or it could be just I forgot where I was at, or I got distracted, or I zoned out. And so I was reading the words, but I wasn't really reading them. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I don't skip ahead. I don't read the end of the book first and then go back and read it. No. That ain't me. Wading into spoilers up in here. Alright, number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. Depends on the book. I don't intentionally try to keep the book new. Most of the time, the spine will be broken. Exhibit A. I'm not like obsessed with not cracking my spines on my books. Like, she's fine with a good spine crack. She's more concerned with reading the book than with keeping the spine pretty. The last question is, do you write in your books? And if you've been watching my videos for a while, especially if you've watched any of my vlogs, then you know I annotate my books. Not only do I use tabs, but I do use ink. Not just pencil. Ink, baby. We are pen annotations up in here. I have used mostly black, although there are a few books that I have used color for. An example is The Curiosities, because you get the author's annotations are in black. The 3 authors of this anthology wrote their personal annotations in black throughout the book, like this, down here at the bottom. So I did mine in blue. And I think like It by Stephen King, I did my annotations in red. So there have been a few times that I've done it in different colors, but it's not like a big woohoo. I'll do like the second time I read a book, I will also do that like in different colors as well to kind of help with that, keeping things kind of separated a little bit. But Anyways, those are all the questions for the tag. So I had a lot of fun doing that tag, so thank you to Ariel for creating it. I really like this idea of doing a reading habits related tag because that is something that's so interesting to me. So I really appreciate Ariel creating this tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, whatever time it is for you. Make sure to hit subscribe and join the Bear Scouts, and I will see you soon with another video. Peace out, Bear Scouts.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your stress. I mean it, bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, with just the bare necessities of life.